Good evening, this is Mara. Tonight, I'll be reading Dune. Book 1. A beginning is the time for taking the most delicate care that the balances are correct. This every sister of the Ben Gesserit knows. To begin your study of the life of Muad'Dib, then take care that you first place him in his time. Born in the 57th year of the Padishah Emperor Shaddam IV, and take the most special care that you locate Muad'Dib in his place, the planet Arrakis. Do not be deceived by the fact that he was born on Caladan and lived his first 15 years there. Arrakis, the planet known as Dune, is forever his place. From Manual of Muad'Dib by the Princess Irulan. In the week before their departure to Arrakis, when all the final scurrying about had reached a nearly unbearable frenzy, an old crone came to visit the mother of the boy, Paul. It was a warm night at Castle Caladan. The ancient pile of stone that had served the Atreides family as home for 26 generations bore that cooled sweat feeling it acquired before a change in the weather. The old woman was led in by the side door, down the vaulted passage by Paul's room, and she was allowed a moment to peer in at him where he lay in his bed. By the half-light of a dispenser lamp, dimmed and hanging near the floor, the awakened boy could see a bulky female shape at his door, standing one step ahead of his mother. The old woman was a witch shadow, hair like matted spiderwebs, hooded, round darkness of features, eyes like glittering jewels. Is he not small for his age, Jessica? The old woman asked. Her voice wheezed and twanged like an untuned balisette. Paul's mother answered in her soft contralto. The Atreides are known to start late getting their growth, your reverence. So I've heard, wheezed the old woman. Yet he's already 15. Yes, your reverence. He's awake and listening to us, said the old woman. Sly little rascal. She chuckled. But royalty has need of slyness. And if he's really the Kwisatz Haderach, well. Within the shadows of his bed, Paul held his eyes open to mere slits, 2 bird-bright ovals. The eyes of the old woman seemed to expand and glow as they stared into his. Sleep well, you sly little rascal, said the old woman. Tomorrow you'll need all your faculties to meet my Comjabar. And she was gone, pushing his mother out, closing the door with a solid thump. Paul lay awake, wondering, what's a Comjabar? In all the upset during this time of change, the old woman was the strangest thing he'd seen. Your reverence. And the way she called his mother, Jessica, like a coven servant witch instead of what she was, a Bene Gesserit lady, a duke's concubine, and mother of the ducal heir. Is a Comjabar something of Arrakis? I must know before we go there, he wondered. master of assassins, had explained it. Their mortal enemies, the Harkonnens, had been on Arrakis 80 years, holding the planet in quasi-fief under a comb company contract to mine the geriatric spice. Melange. Now the Harkonnens are leaving to be replaced by the House of Atreides in fief complete, an apparent victory for the Duke Leto. Yet, Hawat had said, this appearance contained the deadliest peril, for the Duke Leto was popular among the great houses of the Lancerad. A popular man arouses the jealousy of the powerful, Hawat had said. Arrakis, Dune, desert planet. Paul fell asleep to dream of an Arakan cavern, silent people all around him, moving in the dim light of glow globes. It was solemn there, and like a cathedral as he listened to a faint sound, the drip, drip, drip of water. Even while he remained in the dream, Paul knew he would remember it upon awakening. He always remembered the dreams that were predictions. The dream faded. Paul awoke to feel himself in the warmth of his bed, thinking, this world of Castle Kaladin, without play or companions his own age, perhaps did not deserve sadness in farewell. In farewell. Dr. Yue, his teacher, had hinted that the Fravalich's class system was not rigidly guarded on Arrakis. The planet sheltered people who lived at the edge of the desert, without Cade or Bashar to command them. Will of the Sand, people called Fremen, marked down on no census of the Imperial Regat. Arrakis, Dune, desert planet. Paul sensed his own tensions, decided to practice one of the mind-body lessons his mother had taught him. 3 quick breaths triggered the responses. He fell into the floating awareness, focusing the consciousness, aortal dilation, avoiding the unfocused mechanisms of consciousness, to be conscious by choice, blood enriched and swift, flooding the overload regions. One does not obtain food, safety, freedom by instinct alone. Animal consciousness does not extend beyond the given moment nor into the idea that its victims may become extinct. The animal destroys and does not produce. Animal pleasures remain close to sensation levels and avoid the perceptual. The human requires a background grid through which to see his universe, focused by consciousness. Focused consciousness by choice. This forms your grid. opened them, hearing then the renewed bustle and hurry of the castle, seeing the familiar patterns, beams of his bedroom ceiling. The hall door opened, and his mother peered in, hair like shaded bronze, held with a black ribbon at the crown, her awful face and motionless, and green eyes staring solemnly. "You're awake," she said. "Did you sleep well?" "Yes." He studied the dullness of her, saw the hint of tension in her shoulders as she chose clothing for him from the closet racks. Another might have missed the tension, but she had trained him in the Pingesserate way, in the minutiae of observation. She turned, holding a semi-formal jacket for him. It carried the red Atreides hawk crest above the breast pocket. "Hurry and dress," she said. "Reverend Mother is waiting." "I dreamed of her once," Paul said. "Who is she?" "She was my teacher at the Pingesserate school. Now she's the Emperor's truth-sayer. And Paul," she hesitated, "you must tell her about your dreams." "I will. Is she the reason we got Arrakis?" "We did not get Arrakis." Jessica flicked dust from a pair of trousers, hung them with the jacket on the dressing stand beside his bed. "Don't keep Reverend Mother waiting." Paul sat up, hugged his knees. "What's the Gomdrabar?" Again, the training she had given him exposed her almost invisible hesitation. A nervous betrayal, he felt his fear. Jessica crossed to the window, flung wide the draperies, stared across the river orchids toward Mount Sibiu. "You'll learn about the Gomdrabar soon enough," she said. He heard the fear in her voice and wondered at it. Jessica spoke without turning. "Reverend Mother is waiting in my morning room. Please hurry."